And our project for today is parking brake cables were replaced on the truck. Well, when I got this vehicle, it was certified. Certification on Ontario can sometimes mean a pretty lax thing, unfortunately. The part just has to work. We don't say how long it has to work for or what sort of standards they have to meet. Just barely meet standards at times. In other words, you can have some rust on the brake line, but as long as it's not leaking, so they say, it's fine. Now the parking brake cables on the truck, parking brake was working, but it decided that was going to start sticking. And it started overheating a brake on the right rear. So I got new cables on it. My friends at the garage were kind enough. They put quite a bit of time into the truck to free up this adjuster over here and put the cables on, and then charged me nearly the labor that really should have been charged for it. But so I have to finish up a couple of things myself. It's still of a touch of a stickiness on the right rear cable, but I think it's got to do with the backing plates, and these aftermarket cables do not have strong enough return springs. I'm going to pop off the drum over here and see what we have. Alright, that'll give us a decent enough shot. And we'll see what's involved over here. See what we find. Take 3 heave ho. Yeah, heavy little things, aren't they? Yeah. You can see in the drum where the brake overheated a little bit on this side. But unfortunately, it looks like the shoes didn't really suffer or anything like that. There's no cracks, there's no nothing on it. And I can see in here, in all honesty, the drums are heavy. They weigh about 50 pounds of coffee. Looks like when the brakes were replaced on the truck before I got it, looks like there was no lube or anything used behind the shoes and stuff. So I'm going to take the assembly apart, and I'm going to put some anti-seize compound behind all the pivot points. I'm also going to put a couple of hose clamps in behind the parking brake release spring to tighten up the spring a little bit more, to encourage the parking brake to release a little bit quicker on its own. Well, it doesn't really appear to be in too bad condition around here. It's a little bit dry. And like I said in an earlier movie I made, this truck is anything but a never driven in winter vehicle. Obviously the parts that could be oiled are very, very well preserved and things, and that's the only reason why the truck is still around. But inside you obviously can't get to some spots. It's still plenty thick, but you can certainly see some salt stains over here from the past. But we're going to clean this up a little bit and get some white grease in around there. I'm also going to lubricate the end of the parking brake cable. I'll disconnect it so I'll have some slack, and I'll lubricate both ends of it again with anti-seize, even though it is a coated cable on this side. I believe this is the side where I got the Wagner cable, but I was very surprised that there was no let's see, or that the spring doesn't appear to be exactly the most strongest one for returning. So I'm going to see if I can do something about that. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Other things that can cause parking brake sticking are mechanisms that aren't properly cleaned. I found this to be awfully tight, not wanting to move very well in conjunction with the part, the arm that this thing slides in. And over here it seems to be a little bit sticky as well on the end, where it slides against the primary shoe. Over there you can see the rust spots and everything there. So we're certainly going to do a bit of a cleaning on that and see where that's going to lead us, and we'll take it from there. Maybe by unseizing all these things and doing it right, we'll get it to work right. Here in Alright, now the secondary shoe is off. And you can see pretty much it wasn't really lubed here at all. I did scrape off a little bit of the rust and dirt. We'll get some more off, but the more important thing is that there's no gouges or anything or any ridges inside the backing plates. It looks like it was just a fact that just wasn't lubed properly over there. You can see right over there. Rust on that edge. Not too bad over there, not too bad over there either, but this one certainly had some rusting on it, although that's really not a major pivot point. The major pivot points, oh excuse me, no, that's right, this is not a major pivot point over here. The top is the major pivot point. It's going to get pushed up from the wheel cylinder obviously, but sure, with a little bit of more sanding away over here and cleaning up, And getting all these little points over here too. There was a lot of scale built up where the parking brake lever would sit, so that might have been causing it to stick a little bit as well too. Touch of a Mickey Mouse sort of remedy here is a hose clamp just to add a little bit of tightness into the release spring over here. So I'm sure by every little bit that we have here, we'll get rid of that sticking parking brake situation, because it is a brand new cable. Not crazy about the curvature over here, but we're going to get some lube up into there and see what will happen. Now that was certainly just a fun exercise, reconnecting up the brake cable up to this over here. That mechanism just turns, it screws in, it threads. Don't know much you'll see over there, like one pair of hands, but this pivots and turns against this adjuster piece over here like that. It's just a matter of stretching this in, holding it while I got this end. Like I said, stretching this piece over here and getting this piece threaded back in over here. This goes to the right side brake cable. This whole long piece goes to the left rear cable. Through some sort of ingenious mechanism, they made it so that you don't need any intermediate cable over here, really. The left rear cable forms the intermediate cable assembly on this thing. Put a little bit of anti-seize on this end of the cable and on the other end of the cable on against the brake shoes over there. We'll see where that takes us. Hopefully all this will be enough and it won't be an exercise in futility. Well, we just about have this monstrosity back together over here. It's been a touch of a struggle because I don't have all the proper tools that I really need for this. I don't do this too frequently. Used to do it quite a bit, but things just seem to last longer if they're taken care of properly. So, but anyway, put on some glasses just in case this spring decides to take a hike while I'm trying to force it on with the screwdriver over here. Sometimes this old method works over here. And is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Nope, didn't work this time. Give her another shot. Come on, you. Be friendly to me today. There, right, sitting at the wrong angle. If at first you don't succeed, of course, make sure pieces didn't come detached from each other. Like there, like there. Try not to get any grease on the linings. If you do, you have to wash it off with brake clean, which we'll do in either case just to be safe after. Success. Yeah, alright. Success. Alright. That's okay. That's attached there. Yep. Bend it down just a hair. Okay. Keeps making me think more and more I should do that rear disc brake conversion on this thing, but I don't drive it hard enough and I don't really tow anything with it, so I don't think that's going to be in the plans for the near future, especially considering it's all new parts. The drums in the back. So we're going to be able to sneak by with this one over here. How daring can we be? How daring. Alright, second shot. Did it. Let's see what we have here. All on there. Seems to be okay. That seems to be a little bit tight though, that mechanism. Well, we'll see what happens when we adjust things up afterwards. Personally, I think there should be a bit of a slack in this. Oh, but then again, we have this spring over here holding tension on there, so that's why. Okay. Alright, well, we'll see what will happen when we get things adjusted up. Moment of truth coming up. And now for our finished results. Parking brake goes around half, a little bit more than halfway down. Wheels nice and locked. Release, and we'll turn the right one first. Yeah, no more sticking. Looks like the repair went well. Now we just got to remember to put on the other 6 lug nuts, and away we go. hopefully successful. Note from our test drive. Thanks for watching.